I miss Todd so awful. I miss his voice. I miss being able to lay in bed adjacent to each other. I miss my individual, Julie composed in a jail letter shared by her girl, Savannah Chrisley. More than a year after Julie Chrisley began her jail sentence, fans are getting to listen around her involvement in her possess words. On Tuesday's scene of her daughter, Savannah Chrisley's Unlocked podcast, the 26-year-old Chrisley knows best alum shared letters composed by her mother from behind bars, which subtle elements her distress over being isolated from her husband Todd and their children. Within the to begin with letter from January 17, 2023, which is when the couple to begin with detailed to jail, the previous reality star composed, "I knew my life was approximately to alter until the end of time. My spouse and I stood in our bedroom right before our supplication seat and said our farewells. We embraced, we kissed, and we implored sometime recently. He strolled out the entryway heading to Pensacola, Florida with Savannah, Grayson, and Nick." Julie, 51, is as of now serving her now reduced 5-year jail sentence in Lexington, Kentucky, whereas her husband Todd, 54, is additionally serving a decreased 10-year sentence in government jail Camp Pensacola in Florida for their money-related wrongdoings. "This would be the final time I would talk to my spouse confront to face," she shared. "We talked on the phone amid his ride to Pensacola. I called one final time sometime recently. I self-surrendered to the camp in Lexington." Savannah got to be enthusiastic when she proceeded perusing the letter, which studied, "What a calming thought. The man I had lived with, raised a family with, and adored more than life itself, is presently incidentally dwelling in Florida, and me in Kentucky. My guardians and the child that made me a mother, Chase, alongside Chad, our expensive companion, drove to Kentucky," Julie reviewed. "I might not wrap my head around the truth that I was getting to be isolated from my spouse and children for what appears like a lifetime. We turned onto the street that the jail is found, passing white vans with paparazzi in them. My family said their farewells, and I strolled into jail with nothing but the clothes on my back." In another letter, Julie composed that she was so happy to be able to communicate with her family but notes, "I miss Todd so much that it harms. I've never gone this long without talking to him." Savannah alludes to the letter as heartbreaking, including, "I can fair feel her harmed through these messages, and to fair think approximately how distinctive life is presently, nearly a year and a half afterward, and to fair think that beyond any doubt, there's a few amusing things in here. Mom's attempting to make jokes, attempting to make light of it, but this is often her life presently. And it's so different than clearly what it was sometime recently. In fair, the enthusiastic angle of it of having to miss your family so much." Julie shared in another note that the family's acclaim amplified behind bars, which only made her miss her spouse, clarifying, "So numerous individuals know us here, so they're continuously talking almost him, which I cherish, but it still makes me pitiful as well." Savannah studied another letter from her mother, in which she shared that she was still yearning to see Todd. "It was incredible seeing the kids and mother and father this week, but I miss Todd so bad," she composed. "I miss his voice. I miss being able to lay in bed close to each other. I miss my individual. I called Chase within the center of the evening and gosh, I stress approximately my kids so much. I as it were talked to him for a miniature, and after that taken after it up with an email. I moreover went to a building for x-rays on my feet." Savannah shared that each single letter Julie wrote mentioned how she can't hold up to listen from or see Todd. Todd and Julie were indicted in August 2019 for 12 tallies of bank and wire fraud, charge avoidance, and scheme, all of which they have denied. The couple was cleared of their state tax avoidance charge in Georgia in October 2019, but proceeded to confront government charges for allegedly evading government charges. Taking after a nearly 3-week-long trial that started in May 2022, the Chrisleys were later sentenced that November to a combined 19, a long time in jail, and in spite of having appealed the case, they reported to prison on January 2023.